Hey folks, Whit McClendon here. It's been a while since I've posted an update here on my YouTube channel, so I thought I would stop in and say hello and let everybody know what I've been up to. Last I was on here was August of 2018. Wow, yeah, that was a long while back. And I had started work on an epic fantasy prequel to Mage's Burden and the Fire of the Jidan trilogy. Now, I was having a lot of fun with that. However, I got stalled a little. And then NaNoWriMo came around. That was November of 2018. And I decided to pick up a story that I've been thinking about for a while and try my hand at urban fantasy. Now, that story was called Grim Undertakings, Book 1 of the Grim Fairy Chronicles. And it just so happens I have a copy of that right here. Ta-da! So this was a lot of fun. Not all of the fairy are sweet little pixies. There are a few who do the dirty work on the side of the light. Unknown protectors walk among us, gleefully using fang and claw and magic, and leaving a bloody trail of vanquished evildoers in their wake. Cain is a grim fairy. He's got a bad attitude, but he is a good guy. When he is asked to find a serial killer and stop his dirty deeds, he ends up saving a young woman who turns out to be a Texas-born two-gun-toting witch. Together they find there is a greater power behind it all, and they have to storm a skyscraper filled with magic, monsters, and M16s. And it's a really fun story. In fact, one of the reviewers termed it a wild kick-butt thrill ride, which, let me tell you, that review made my day. So that story was well received, everything was cool. So I started work on the epic fantasy again and got stalled on it again. And sometimes when that happens, I will go on a nearby hike and bike trail and I'll run or I'll walk. Running for the conditioning, walking for the thinking. So I had done a lot of running already and I decided to walk back here to my school, Jade Mountain Martial Arts in Katy. And I decided to stop and sit on a bench and think a little bit. I usually never stop, especially not to sit on a bench like that. I'd never done that before. But I looked out across the canal and there were some new apartment buildings out there. And I was just thinking, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the epic fantasy. Suddenly I heard someone make a noise on the other side of the canal, somewhere in the apartments. And it was nothing I could really make out. Somebody just made a noise, and I looked around and nothing happened. Nothing exploded. Everything went back to normal. Somebody probably stubbed their toe or something, so it wasn't that big a deal. However, that got me to thinking, and the opening scene of a new Grim Fairy story just blew up in my head. I didn't have anything but the opening scene that happened right there in those apartment complexes. So I hustled back here to my desk and got started on that. And it took me a while to get through it, but about 8 months later, a grim situation. Now, this is a proof copy. The regular copies are on their way. It's all available at Amazon. So sorry about this, not for resale. This was, for me to check it and make sure that everything was as it should be. But a grim situation is out. And I had so much fun writing that. There are some new characters that I think could even end up in a spin-off of their own. A detective named Avery Lynn who has more magical power than she ever thought. And her partner, Jim Cayley, strong and sturdy as a rock, always there and dependable. And of course, Cain and Ariana. Now, that's a fun story. Had a lot of fun with it, but you know what started calling me? My epic fantasy. I missed it. I love epic fantasy. I always have. So I went back after getting a grim situation out to press, and I started looking at my notes and rereading everything. I'm about 24,000 words into the prequel. Again, this is 2,000 years before the events of Mage's Burden, Garth's Road, and A Mage Awakens, and well before Rayanna's Prophecy and Rayanna's Fire. All of those set in the same world, of course. So I started reading over it. And I was delighted with what I'd had so far. I was very excited. I think I know where I'm going to go with it. And I started working on it again. And then I got stalled again. RJ Botla, don't you dare tell me I should sit down and outline this. I'm not doing it. Nope. It's just got to come to me. And then I'll be able to write it just fine. So I got stalled again. I just didn't know what to do with myself. So I sat here at my desk and I was just looking at the page, trying to figure out where to go with it. And I said, you know what? Let me just open up a brand new document and then write something. Anything. So I opened up a new document and I started writing, and God dang it, what came out of my fingers was just not something I expected. It ended up being a third Grimm Fairy story. What the what, man? That wasn't what I wanted to write. I wanted to go back to my epic fantasy. Swords and sorcery and all of that. So, but, well, I get what I get. And rather than swords and sorcery, now I've got guns and sorcery. So, this urban fantasy is set right here in Katy. And I'm barely 500 words into it. But I know exactly how this goes. There's more. There's more on the way. I have no idea what's going to happen. But that's exactly how it was on those first two books. I didn't have any idea then either. It's the lack of outlining. It makes for a really cool surprise. So anyway, I don't know where the story is going, but I do know that Cain is fighting a rather creepy demon out in the parking lot of Legacy Stadium over there next to Rhodes Stadium in the middle of the night. And now you know what I know. I don't know what he's doing over there. I don't know why the demon came after him over there. I feel like that stuff will be revealed before too long. Anyway, that's about all I've got going on right now. I'm going to delve into this Grimm Fairy story and see what I can do with it. And in the meantime, you can keep up with me here on my YouTube channel. I'm going to try to get some more stuff up here more often. You can also find me on my website at www.whitmcclendon.com. And you find me on Facebook. And I'll put that stuff in the notes at the bottom. And I would love to hear from all of you, whether you're fans of my work or fantasy fans in general, whether urban fantasy, epic fantasy, or if you're a martial artist and want to talk martial arts. Don't be shy. I love talking to folks, so just drop me a line and you'll hear back from me. So in the meantime, I hope you have a fantastic day, a fantastic rest of the week, and until next time, see ya.